this is the part of the episode that I want to talk about. So Invincible goes out outer space to have a war with the Viltrumites. Okay, to risk his life to save Earth. Okay, that's what he does. He goes in outer space to risk his life, and his girlfriend is pregnant. Right, is pregnant, and she decides, well, I may never see Invincible again, and I'm so stressed out. I can't deal with this. You know what the best outcome would be, being that I don't know that Invincible is gonna come back and I think he might die. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to kill my baby too. I'm going to kill my baby because I don't know if he's gonna come back. And I'm so scared of being alone. Never mind the fact that if I have a child, I won't be alone. That's just logic. We're not gonna go there. We're just gonna talk about the fact that I feel alone and therefore, since I feel bad, I'm just going to end the life of my child. Does that make any sense to you? I mean, think about it. Like Debbie, right? Invincible's mother. She took care of a child that Army Man had. You think if Debbie wouldn't have asked Invincible's mother to help out with raising the child, that Invincible's mother Debbie wouldn't help her? Hmm? Or what about Cecil? With all the technology and all the resources available to him, if she would have asked Cecil, "Hey, would you mind helping me out with raising my kids so I can do some crime fighting?" He wouldn't be able to do it. This was okay. You have to understand. This is just emotional manipulation in the show. So Invincible comes. She's implying that, yeah, I felt alone, but even though it's your fault, Invincible, it's okay. Invincible then apologizes to her for her killing his child. Does that make any sense? And so this also brings me to another uncomfortable fact that I want to bring up, and that is, if you look on the screen right now, the majority, all right, the majority of abortions that are due to rape, right, that are due to grape. Sorry, YouTube friendly here. Due to grape, or due to health complications for the mother, meaning that the mother's going to have issues, like the mother could be harmed if she gives birth to the child. Those abortions, right, not just in the United States, but worldwide, according to this study and other research, is 3 to 4%. Okay, so 3 to 4% of abortions worldwide are because of incest, rape, and health complications for the woman. That means, okay, that means that 95% to 96% of abortions are done out of pure convenience. You understand? All right. So these abortions are done out of convenience. This is why I say that there's just no response, no accountability, no responsibility. Eve, this hypothetical character in this show, has all the resources, all the options available to her for her to have the child, and she chooses not to have the child because she says she felt alone, which logically makes absolutely no sense. It's just decisions done out of the whim, right? I just don't want to have the child because I don't want to have the child, so I'm going to off my own child. Absolutely no reason, no logic to it. And then what I find interesting, because this is pure propaganda. You have to understand that Invincible is no different. Invincible is part of this propaganda machine that we constantly have to bombard women with the propaganda of that a fetus is not a human being. So let me show you this example right here. So this is a post that was done on X, right? So the retarded woman here, she posts this. She says that I am being too am I being too woke to say that this is pointless animal abuse? So what you see on your screen is a pen, right? So the Japanese created a pen, And in that pen, they trap literal parasitic worms, right? So parasites are trapped in that fucking pen. Okay, and then you have this retarded woman saying that this is abuse. Those things are living. You have to understand. So a woman will say this and then have no problem offing their own kids in the womb. Do you understand? Do you understand that the propaganda? Do you see it? It doesn't logically connect. It's not consistent at all. There's no consistency. Like a woman like this will point. You can point at a parasite in Mars, right? You can point at a parasite in Mars and say, "Look, there's a parasite in Mars," and they'll say, "Wow, there's life." Then you can point at the at the fetus, right? The child in her stomach, and you say, "Well, no, that's just a fetus. That's not life." I'm laughing because you have to laugh at the absurdity of it, right? Uh, the retardedness of it. You really do. And then when you look at because the thing is, I'm not a religious person, nor do I make religious arguments. I try not to make religious arguments because I'm not a religious person. So when I look at scientifically, when does life start? Well, scientifically, life starts at conception, meaning that so when you fuck, right? When you fucking, and then the sperm goes inside the woman, and that sperm connects to the egg, life. That's where life starts. Because I know the argument that a lot of retards make, like, well, what about when guys are jerking off? And they bust one. That's not life. Me jerking off and cleaning my hands, which I've done many times. I'm joking. Well, maybe I'm not joking. Is That's not life, okay? Life doesn't begin jerking off. Sorry to break it to feminists. That's when life starts scientifically, right? Leaving God aside, that's when life starts. You can literally see this. So 95% of biologists surveyed in 2025 study confirmed this point. It's right there. And then when you look at this one, I find also this interesting right here when you see that. Let me pull it up on screen. So approximately between 5 to 6 weeks of pregnancy, right? So within the first 5 to 6 weeks, the child already has a heartbeat, but it's not a life. Really, really not a life. A heartbeat in the first 5 to 6 weeks, and then there's a scientific consensus that life begins at conception, but it's not a life. Do you know how much propaganda you have to be fed in order to believe this nonsense? This is just out of convenience. This is convenience, and propaganda. And then, so I would end the video there, but I also have to talk about another thing that I didn't like about Invincible. Yes, I'm going to talk about Invincible again because this episode is I am talking about Invincible after all. So I want to talk about this simp right here. Okay, so Debbie goes out with this guy. Okay, so this guy is Debbie's boyfriend. She stops, so she leaves him. She breaks up with him because they're too different. He's too nice. So this is the nice guy. Everyone says so. He's a nice guy, and she ends up going back to with Army Man. Isn't that like the majority of women? Well, he was too nice, and they end up going back to the asshole. Like, look at her. She's acting like all upset. Like, I can't believe I'm going back with Army Man. Look, if you must take me out, I just want to see my adopted son. If I have to be with you, Army Man, then that's just something that I have to deal with. No, she broke up with this guy because she saw Army Man again. And Army Man made her vagina wet. Okay, Hey, that's it. Army Man made her vagina wet. So she told Army Man, you know what? I want to see my son my adopted son. So go ahead. I'll deal with you. I'll deal with I'll put up with the fact that you murdered thousands of people on Earth. You know, you called me a pet and all this stuff. Though I'll deal with all that stuff. For my blue adoptive son. I'll do that. And this is most women, right? So most women will make horrible choices because they're just horrible. When it comes to making choices, right? Judging character, just bad at judging character. This is why fathers used to choose husbands for women because they, if you leave it up to them, they'll just choose the worst possible man available to them. I'm joking, right? Half joking, half joking, of course. But anyways, that's all I have to say about this. I think that Invincible is a simp, and there's a lot of and there was a. I just hate the propaganda that was just like in your face for this episode. And all right, that's all I have to say. All right, guys, peace in the Middle East, which will probably never happen.